Do you know one time when I was young, my mom or my dad was pissed at me and like yelling at me, and we were more just like messing around.
Yeah.
And I went and picked up the phone and I said, "Yeah, Mandan Police Department." Yeah, whatever I'm cooking in this kitchen right now.
He said to his wife.
I'm getting the finger.
And now for two guys who think they have something to say to the world, here's Natty Ice and WiseKy.
And welcome back to North by Nowhere, now in 1080p.
I don't have anything to say to that.
Okay. I was waiting. Like I was waiting for a retort.
What was that? A retort?
I forget what that word even means. It just sounded right at the moment. I don't know.
I believe it's retort. It's French.
Oh.
It's not.
This is a retort.
Today on the show, we talk about 5 songs that we love from the past 2 years. 2014 to 2015.
I got to be honest. I think I might have cheated on one of them.
Did you?
I think so. I didn't check the year.
Oh, okay.
But as far as I remember, it was in the last 2 years. Well, I guess if we judge it on how long the lady and I have lived here, then it's been within 2 years.
Okay.
So
I almost put in Hosier's "Take Me to Church," but that was 2013.
Was it? And see, I think that's probably the issue with one of these. But I don't care. The facts are stupid. So
the rules don't apply to me.
Yeah.
But we decided to do 2014 to 2015 just to narrow the huge selection, because I was originally thinking just 5 songs we love, but that's a lot of work.
Oh my.
And usually the songs would just be top 5 Tool songs.
That is pretty true.
That's what that would end up being.
Yeah.
But you want to get into it? Or
we may as well.
Should we talk a little first?
I don't know. Do we have things to talk about?
For those nerds out there, World of Warcraft just released a new expansion announcement. This one is called Legion. If you're a fan of the series, it's going to harken back to the days of the Burning Legion.
Harken, good word.
Thank you. And it's going to introduce a new hero class called the Demon Hunter. Finally.
That looked pretty cool.
Because that should have been in the second expansion, in my opinion, because it dealt with the Burning Legion. But
see, I used to play that game, but I don't know nearly as much about the whole world as WiseKy over here.
Too much.
You do, but that's okay. It makes
I know
it
enough
enjoyable
for both of us.
Yeah.
And it's upsetting because I don't remember math.
These things happen. It's like I could tell you the lyrics to this song, but I can't tell you what 7 times 10 is. I can. That one I can do.
Absolutely ridiculous, because I have so much of the lore history of Warcraft in my head, but I can't tell you a whole lot about American history, and I live here. It's pretty sad. How dare you? I know, it's pretty sad. But anyway, it introduces new expansion, and it's their, what is it, 6th? 5th?
It's WoW, 2, 3, Burning Crusade,
Wrath of the Lich King, Cataclysm, Mist of Pandaria, Draenor, and Legion.
Oh, so this is the 7th iteration then?
Yeah, 7th. Yeah, if you count the core game.
Yeah.
But so it's been going strong.
Which is to me it's surprising.
It really is.
I liked it when I played it, but it's just one of those things that you play too much.
Yeah.
But to me, it is more of like a casual player.
Sure.
I suppose at the time I was up to like max level, but I didn't do any of the after max level stuff. But it's more of a casual player type of person.
They pander to that now.
Do they?
Yeah, more than they did in the past. They have a what's called a looking for raid system. So basically, you just queue up like you would a dungeon, looking for a dungeon. And you get placed into the raid, and it's a lower difficulty, but you still get to see the content. It's like the full story content.
Do they still have good drops in them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But, of course, it wouldn't be as good as if you actually got a guild together and did the normal raid. But at least with this, you can log on for a few hours, look at the new content, go through the raid, and feel, satisfied if you
That's true.
don't have that much time. But anyway, that was a complete aside. So, also, to keep on the nerd thing, I saw Dragon Ball Z. revival of F, and I give it a good solid 8 out of 10.
Was that better than what was the one we saw?
Battle of Gods?
Yeah. Which one was better?
Battle of Gods.
Was it?
Yeah,
okay,
definitely. Good. But this one was still good. There was a lot of problems. People were complaining about the CGI that was used. It was kind of looked little PlayStation 3 era CGI.
Yeah, that's a shame.
But they don't use it too much. So, and there's, of course, with Battle of Gods, and in this movie, there's wonderful humor throughout the whole thing.
That's one of the best things about Dragon Ball.
Yeah, there's some funny bits.
Because
funny bits.
One of the greatest things is that, the bad guys will even have some good ones every once in a while. Like Frieza will even have he'll drop a good one.
It almost seems to me like they have been paying attention to Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Oh boy. Because
there's so many stereotypes that are inflared that Dragon Ball Z makes, Abridged makes fun of. Team 4-Star, check them out. They make fun of, and then in this movie, it seemed like they just did it on purpose. Because awesome. The stereotype was there.
That's great.
Yeah, it was pretty funny to watch all
those
of that
are so
stuff.
Funny, those Abridged.
Yeah, because there's, and it's not a spoiler, but there's one part in Abridged, they make fun of Yamcha for being useless.
Yeah.
Because he is. And then in the movie, Tien comes down to help fight Frieza's soldiers, and he goes, I left Chaozu and Yamcha because they're not up to the task. So it's like, how can they not be watching this?
Chaozu's pretty useless, too.
Yeah, I never saw a whole lot of Dragon Ball, but
neither did I. I just remember when he was in like the really early episodes of Dragon Ball Z, and I was like, what the hell does this guy do? He's like,
he explodes.
Yeah, he's like this little tiny thing that has all this clown makeup on.
He's a Pokemon.
Yeah, he's weird.
But anyway,
my nerd addition to this is I've been playing a game on PS4 called The Order. 1886 or whatever it's called. Got a really bad rap from a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I think it's a lot of fun. The game story really is a little suspect, I guess. I feel like they were trying kind of hard.
Okay.
And it's one of those games, like, I feel like it's been out long enough, so I'm just going to say it. So it's like a werewolf game.
Oh.
Like you're fighting against werewolves and you're like the Queen's Holy Knights. So like you can drink this stuff and it heals you type of deal. You can still die.
Yeah.
But I feel like they were a little too ambitious in having both a werewolf story and like because then there's rebels that you're fighting as well that are going against this United India Company or whatever it's called. And to me, it's like, if they'd have picked one or the other, it probably would have been a good game. But now I'm at a point where I'm about 3/4 of the way through the game, I think. And I haven't seen a werewolf in probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours of gameplay.
Oh, really?
So I'm just fighting the rebels at this point.
They tried to do too much.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Okay.
The gameplay itself is a lot of fun.
That's what I've heard, yeah.
It's pretty good.
The gameplay
is
really solid.
One of the main things is your weapons maker is Nikola Tesla.
Oh, really?
So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like there's a rail gun and he introduces you to a like an actual telescopic scope on your sniper rifle.
Oh, okay.
That you can actually zoom in and out on.
Huh.
So that's cool. And he puts a silencer on one. So, I mean, some of the stuff is pretty cool. The weapons are really cool.
Yeah.
There's one thing that shoots out thermite and then you shoot a flare into the thermite.
Okay.
So it's basically like a flammable, like flakes of this flammable stuff.
Sure.
And then you shoot a flare into it and it explodes. That's kind of
pretty
fun.
rad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to ignite enemies.
Yep. Anyway, that's what I have for the nerdy.
Yeah.
I think I
haven't played too many new video games, just old ones.
I played that Dust.
Yeah.
I didn't beat it yet, but that one's pretty fun.
Yeah.
And for me to say a platformer is fun is different.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's pretty cool.
Those are my jam.
It's got a good story to it, and it was only like $4 on the PlayStation Store. So
yeah, I bought the Metro games, Metro 2033, I think it's called, and then Metro Last Light or something like that, on sale. And apparently, these games are based off a book called Metro.
Oh,
and it's a post-apocalyptic. The surface of the earth is burnt and nuclear fallout, and demons are invading or something like that.
Sounds fun.
Humans live in these metro lines underground. So I haven't gotten too far into the game, but it's pretty interesting.
Cool. Well, what do you think? Should we get into these songs, or do you have more nerdiness? Or I don't think I have any more nerdiness.
Oh, I finished the series of books you recommended.
Oh yeah,
the Mistborn quadrigy. What do you call a 4?
It turns into a series at that point, I think.
Does it? A
quadrigy.
Quadrigy, I think.
Quadrigy.
Is what that is. But, yeah, they were really good.
Yeah.
They were a really entertaining read.
I feel like it is kind of a cop-out of an ending to the third one. That being said,
that's kind of
it's
his
still
style,
good,
though.
Is it?
Yeah, well, yeah, because throughout all the books, you get all this interesting, and they're great reads nonetheless, for whatever criticisms I have. But it always seems like at the very end, he rushes the ending.
Yep.
Because it all leads up to this climax, and then the climax is like, I don't know, a chapter left of the book, and it doesn't resolve too well for me.
And I kind of wonder to myself if you would read some of his early stuff, if it's like that.
Like Elantris?
I want to read that really bad. I think, and this is just me thinking out loud a little bit, I'm wondering if... Yeah, I guess. I'm wondering if his writing didn't turn out like that, because he finished Wheel of Time for Robert Jordan.
Oh.
Because when Robert Jordan died, he entrusted ending it to Brandon Sanderson.
Oh, really? Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know.
So Brandon Sanderson wrote the last 2 or 3, I think.
Yeah, I think you said that last time we talked about books.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then the fourth book, The Alloy of Law, like I was telling you, it plays out like a buddy cop movie, which is fantastic. Kind of set in a westernish theme, still with his magic system kind of there.
Apparently that is going to be the setting for his next trilogy.
Really?
Yeah. And then he plans on writing another 1 or 2 bridge novels.
Yes.
And then he's going to do one that's in a future from us.
Okay. Yeah.
So like a space age one.
It's like a trilogy of trilogies is what he's doing.
That's his plan.
And
with
the Alloy of Law was the bridge novel, but he's making a sequel to it, but it's not going to be part of this trilogy. It's just kind of an aside.
Yeah.
I think people like the book enough that he...
And the crazy thing about him is that all of these are considered in the same world.
Right.
So he has the Mistborn ones, he has the Alloy of Law, and then he has these other ones. I forget what the series is called.
Yeah, it's not even out yet, is it?
The Way of Kings and Paths of Radiance, I believe. They're the 2 that are out. And this one's way, way bigger. Like the books are like 1,500 pages long. Like they're really long.
That's a lot.
But they are considered just on a different planet within this whole world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
If you read on Wikipedia, they actually have it all broken out on this. And I think one of the questions a lot of people are asking is if he's ever going to bring the worlds together. Because like Elantris is even on a different one.
But it's in the same universe of
all of the same universe, yeah.
Huh.
That's the thing.
Ambitious.
They're wondering if he's ever gonna bring it all together.
And crazy writers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah. But right now I'm reading what was the book?
Dresden Files?
Yeah, it's the first book of the Dresden Files, and it's called Stormfront. And it's about this magician, this actual wizard who lives in modern times, Boston, and he's kind of the supernatural detective that people go to. And this setting of this book is he's like on his living to paycheck, and then all this stuff goes wrong, and it's kind of like a detective novel / supernatural thriller. It's kind of cool so far.
Cool.
But
I'm still reading Crystal Shard. I read some of it this weekend.
Did you?
I'm just in that time right now where I can't read a book.
Yeah.
It'll get there eventually, but I'm about halfway through it. Brunor, is that how you say his name?
Yeah. Battlehammer.
Yeah, he just gave Aegis Fang to Wolfgar. Yeah. So and now Dritz Dwarden is training Wolfgar.
Okay.
So it's
it's
fun.
Yeah, the second part of the novel picks up right there. So.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like it so far. I could see myself reading the other 2 in that main trilogy.
Those are pretty fantastic. Even some of the other books that are written after that are good.
Yeah.
But it does go on forever.
Then I think after that I might try to read the and this will be, very winter, so I might not even have time to read them because we're moving into a house, but I really, really want to read the Millennium series. So like the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Oh, okay.
And I really want to read those just to see if it's any different from the movie.
Sure.
Because as far as I heard, they were pretty spot on with each other.
And here's a North by Nowhere tip for you guys. Always see the movie first before you read the book.
I could see that.
If you read the book first, the movie's never going to live up. Everybody always says that.
That is very true.
But if you watch the movie first and you read the book, it's kind of like you get more behind the scenes, what really happened.
Yeah, that's like if they would come out with Mistborn movies.
There was rumors.
I know.
And a video game.
Yeah. But if they did it, it's like, of course I would see it.
It's going to be ruined, though.
Yeah, I would think to myself, this is just going to suck. It's almost like the Warcraft movie that they're coming out with.
Yeah, well, luckily, that lore wasn't really explained too much.
I suppose.
And that's really how you should do it. You should take the same universe, but just make a different story of it. And I don't know. I think that would work out better, but anyway. Whoa!
Whoa! Here is like the rails right here. We're over here.
Can you see this, listeners?
Yeah.
The rails are here.
And we're over here. I mean, that should pretty much explain it.
So let's get into what the hell we were going to talk about.
So I did 5 until 1.
What?
So like my number 5 is the first one I'll talk about.
Oh, 5 down? Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to keep my number 1 under wraps.
5 until 1.
I did my 5 until 1. You're just supposed to know what I mean.
Anyway, all right, so let's see. You start.
All right. My number 5 is by a band called Gemini Syndrome, and it is the song
very good
Syndrome, which is to me a little bit redundant to have a song called Syndrome by Gemini Syndrome. Anyway, I love everything about the band. Their stage show.
They're recent, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're creepy. Their main guy is actually albino.
Right.
So like he's different looking on stage. And then you have their bass player who actually has like tattoos all over his face.
Oh, is it?
And
one
everywhere.
Of the face tattoos?
Yeah. Cool. He's like weird looking. And then, the
Have
drummer.
You seen him before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then the drummer stands up like on his throne and like does all these different actions and stuff like all through the show. It's a very different stage show, but it was really cool and they're so talented. They look like kind of like a team of misfits on stage. And then, they just play this music that's incredible.
A motley crew, if you will.
That's kind of one of the reasons I love them. But I picked this song for one reason.
Okay.
And it's the bridge of the song.
Sure.
So those of you who don't know what a bridge is, usually it's
please teach us.
Here is how a pop song goes. You have an intro. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then you do a verse. Mm-hmm. Then you do a chorus.
Yep.
Then you do usually another verse.
Usually.
And then you have a chorus.
Yep. And then the out.
And then you have a bridge.
Oh, okay.
So it's like between the second and third choruses of the song, usually. Mm-hmm. Anyway. And then you do an outro after that last one. But the bridge I like in this song because it is very, very intense and the lyrics are really, really dark.
Yeah.
But he sings it in such a way that it's just awesome to listen to. Because like his vocals are just...
They're fantastic.
Oh, they're out of this world. But he goes, the pills will make it go away. Depression is my only friend. I'm never getting better and I don't want to anyway. But yes, that's dark.
Yeah.
But if you listen to it, you would never even think that that's what he's saying just because his vocals are out of this world at that point.
That's good though. I like the, that's pretty spot on for depression, actually.
Kind of. Yeah.
When you're feeling depressed, you don't want to get better. And that's, I saw a post on, we're going off the rails.
Here's the rails.
Here's the rails. And here I'm going. I saw a post on Facebook that was like, if you have depression, just eat right and exercise and socialize and everything else depression doesn't want you to do.
Yeah. Because that makes total sense.
Yeah. But anyway.
So that's my number 5.
I like Gemini Syndrome because...
A lot.
Yes. And they're, like I said, they're a recent band, but they sound like they've been playing together for years.
They are in the studio.
Oh, are they?
Yes, they are.
Good.
Yep.
So I'm not tired of listening to their first CD.
No, neither am I.
Another one would be awesome.
Yep.
So my 5th is... Number 5 is Slipknot with the song Custer off the album The Gray Chapter. To me, this song really blends Slipknot's new and old sound of the album. And then that's just my opinion. And you're welcome to your own dumb, wrong opinion if you want one. The track...
But you're wrong.
But you're wrong. The track features an aggressive tempo, as Slipknot songs do. As well as a chorus that can't be repeated on this family-friendly show.
Because there's swears in it.
Just look it up. It's totally Slipknot. But But you get those two elements that are reminiscent of their Iowa CD, which is one of their older ones, and fantastic.
It's an angry one.
Yeah. But aside from that, we see the masterful lyric crafting of Corey Taylor. You know, and it shows that he's both a warrior and a poet, again, in my opinion, and a true genius whose brain never really stops thinking about how to describe life from his perspective.
Which is an interesting perspective.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, if you need any further evidence, just take a look at any of the books he's written. I think he has two out.
He has two, yeah.
But I read The 7 Deadly Sins, and that is just Corey Taylor all over it. And it's fantastic. I would recommend that as well. But that was my number 5.
Okay. It's my number 4. And you're going to be surprised that this is so low on my list.
Okay.
It's the brand new song by Tesseract. It's called Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I put it on here already. And it's because
that just came out.
Yeah, I'm not going to hide it. They're like my favorite band. And by the way, why I say that they are my favorite band is they have come out with 4 albums within the amount of time has taken Tool to come out with a new one. So
I know Tool just keeps dropping a little bit because
they're going down just rungs.
They won't really they have a chance of redemption.
Of course they do.
Goodness gracious, hurry up.
Let's be honest. They're going to redeem themselves. There's not a chance.
So their last album was
10,000 Days.
Yeah, which was in 2006. Right. So that's, listeners, if you're not familiar, that's
9 years ago.
Yeah, that's how long it's taken them. But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
Here's the rails.
Yep. We're going to get back on them now. You know how you pull those things in the railroad and it diverts you to the right track? That's what we're doing.
I kind of picture us as on one of those old wagons that you just
and then you have to
and down.
Yep, and then you have to start going the other way to back up and then
it's just
anyway, so Tesseract is progressive metal at its finest.
Yes. Experimental.
Yes, very experimental. They're actually, what their genre is called is gent.
Mm-hmm. Spell it.
D-J-E-N-T. I don't know why it was ever called that.
It stands for.
It was Meshuggah. They were the ones who coined it, you know, because they were kind of the first ones. Which is
they're weird.
They're a great band, though.
Yeah.
Their drummer is out of this world. But their gent guitar and bass in this song is Tesseract at their best.
Okay.
And then, as always, their drummer is phenomenal. The dude. So I've watched videos of their drummer playing, and he looks like he's not even in this world when he's playing drums.
No, he
doesn't pay attention to anything else. He is
over.
Just playing what comes to his mind.
Perhaps he sold his soul?
Could be.
And that's just possession.
It is very true. But anyway, they have their old singer back with them.
Okay.
So it's probably not going to sound a lot like the last one that had like Nocturne and those ones on it.
Nocturne was a great song.
It's a great song. That whole album is great. But I kind of expect this album and all their ones succeeding this, as long as this old singer stays with them, to be a mix of clean and dirty vocals like their first album that they had. And this song has a little bit of it, but I know their newest album will go back to that style of music.
What do you mean by dirty vocals?
Dirty, like, so screamy.
Okay.
A little bit of screamy,
sure.
growly. And this guy's a really talented vocalist. He doesn't sound so Ash, their one that was before this, he had like that angelic, like.
Yeah, it was pretty immaculate.
Yeah, very.
It was pure.
Very good. Very pure
vocals.
This one's he's a lot different. If you listen to their first CD, they'll probably sound a lot angrier, but they say that this new album they are going to have an album that is free from the confines of a genre. So I'm so
That's
excited.
pretty hard to do considering rock has, I don't know, 60 different labels they can put on something.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for it. And the fact that they released a song makes it even better. So it has to go on this list.
Sure. So my number 4. Next. My number 4 is Smoke by Paris off their album White Noise.
I have nothing to add to this one,
that's
just
fine.
so you're aware. Okay.
Paris spelled P-V-R-I-S because
stuff.
Because down with the establishment. I don't know. Really, I'd want to recommend this whole album because it's great for me anyway. But this song, anyway. I don't know what I was trying to say there. This song is a song in which is played.
What?
The entire album has a theme to it, and that's of two lovers. and it's kind of like a story that goes through this entire album. You'll see them, to start the love and then conflict and then resolution at the end. So it's really kind of cool when you listen to it. But this song especially sets the entire theme up into it with lyrics that I didn't write them down, but I believe it's I feel a fire in the back of my throat, so let's get caught in the flame and play some games with the smoke. It's really kind of cool.
Yeah, it is kind of cool lyrics.
And the vocals of, what's her name? Lindsay Gunolfson. And
are they from America?
I haven't looked into that.
Okay.
But
I think they are.
Yeah, apologize if I mispronounce that. But she has a hauntingly beautiful voice. And she can really, really get into it with what you were saying as dirty vocals. Mm-hmm. She can get that growly rock and roll feel to her. But this one's a little weird. This is why it's on number 4, because it's labeled under experimental rock.
Which I end up, liking.
Yeah, they do a lot of work with electronics sounding, but as well as darker chords and big thumping bass hits and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really cool if you're looking for something a little rock and roll but different. Definitely check this album out. And definitely check out Smoke, their single from it.
So they're from Lowell, Massachusetts. So they are from here.
Okay.
And it said the band originally had the name Paris, but later changed it to PVRIS in the summer of 2013, citing legal reasons.
Oh, that makes sense, I guess.
There must have been a band called Paris before.
Yeah, and that must be like an upside down A, I'm guessing.
Sure.
Why not?
Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. So...
You good?
Yep, I'm fantastic. How are you?
I mean, I've been better.
This stupid podcast over with.
So my number 3 is Decay by Sevendust.
Oh, okay. I'll have nothing to add to this.
Really?
Just okay.
It is a quintessential Sevendust song.
Okay.
So if you've ever listened to Sevendust...
Quintessential, and it's only been out a year already, huh?
Well, no, that's not what I mean. I mean, it's just like every other Sevendust song.
Oh, sure,
kind of.
Okay.
Maybe I didn't use the right word.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
These
fine. Things happen.
It's a song you should listen to.
It is. So it has like a lot of Sevendust songs has like a soft beginning, like a really, like 2 or 3 seconds, really soft. Then it has this really hard intro. And then you get into a verse and it's really melodic.
Yeah.
And then you get into a really heavy, heavy chorus. That's Sevendust for you.
Yeah.
And that's why I love them.
They are really good.
You always know what you're going to get with them. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why I like them.
They won't steer you wrong, folks.
They actually just released a new single. It's called Thank You. They've been playing it on our rock station here. And it's pretty good. But I think the main reason I like this band and this song, because I saw them play it in concert, is their concerts.
Oh.
Because they have so much energy on stage.
Do they?
Yeah, like their
it's important.
Yes, their drummer, his name is Morgan Rose.
Yeah.
And he's very respected in the rock scene. Like Vader, the drumsticks that I use. Yeah. They actually have a Morgan Rose signature style. Do they? Yeah, and there's no drum head on it. It's just like a stick.
That must be how he plays. Okay.
Yeah, because he plays with the backs of his sticks, so they just made him. Yeah,
that's weird.
He likes to play loud.
Sure.
And he's really weird. Drummers are all weird. They're called Alien Freak because he's weird. But yeah, actually, when I saw Gemini Syndrome, they opened for Sevendust.
Oh, okay.
So that was a concert.
Yeah, I bet.
It was great. It was one of the best concerts I've ever seen since living in Fargo. It was at the Hub before they closed down.
Oh, where was I? Working probably?
Probably. Because I think it was me and Keith and Lady over there.
Okay. Yeah, I was most likely.
Yeah.
I missed so much.
But it was a lot of fun. And when they played that song, I went wild just because it's a good song. We're going to have to link all of these. Anyway, I love that song. Next.
Love.
And love it.
So my number, what are we on? 3?
For you, yes.
Okay. We'll go with number 3 is Going to Hell by the Pretty Reckless.
That's like a kind of a dark name.
I know, but this band has some attitude to it.
They do.
And everything from the lead vocals of Taylor Momsen, who is a babe, to the heavy rock instrumentals.
She played Cindy Lou Who.
Yeah, she did. She did some acting work I think 2010.
Yeah, because she was in one of those shows, One Tree Hill or something.
Yeah?
Yeah, she was in one of those. Gossip Girl, I think.
Is that what it was?
I'll look.
Okay. But anyway, this song in particular will set the whole mood for the entire album. It's unapologetically badass.
Gossip Girl.
Yeah. Okay. This song will make you feel like you just kicked in the swinging door to a biker bar and started a fight. and here's the thing. You're winning that fight.
Yeah.
It's, the dark lyrics seem to both offset and complement the infectious groove of the single. So if you're looking to listen to a tune to get you pumped up enough, pumped, P-U-M-P-F. Pumped up enough to summon Satan into your household, then definitely check this out. Why wouldn't you? He could do dishes.
Oh, that is true.
He could cook for you. Barbecue, probably.
Do you think? I was going to say, do you think he even cooks?
I bet he
think he just? I feel like he just takes he's got this apron on. Well, because he's just like Satan,
like in chefs in South Park.
In South Park, Saddam.
But yeah, so that was my number 3.
Okay,
Satan and everything.
There was those rails again.
I believe.
So my number 2, there's another one that actually just came out recently. It's
Okay.
called X-Ray Visions by Clutch. This is Clutch's newest song.
Yeah, that was a good song.
Yes. This song, like I said, just came out.
It's Clutch.
But I have to absolutely love it, like most Clutch songs, because they're just so fun to listen to. If you've never listened to Clutch, they're like this perfect melding of Southern blues rock and heavy.
Yeah.
It's not even metal.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's not even metal. It's just heavy.
And he's so laid back.
Yeah.
I mean, he's high the whole time.
That's fine. This is another one of those bands that you always know what you're going to get. You're going to get smart-ass lyrics.
Yep.
You're going to get incredibly tight instrumentals. And you're going to get groove.
Very much groove.
Always going to happen like that.
And sometimes lyrics that just don't make sense.
Well, and that's why you have to say smart-ass lyrics, because he is fully aware of it.
Oh, yeah.
That you're listening and being like, what is this dude even talking about? But like, please allow me to adjust my pants.
Yeah. Man Alive, the jivin' lyrics, Radioactive, Don't Come Near It, Temple of Syrinx having a bake sale of the year.
What?
That's from 100011.
I love that song.
10101.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he's got some weird ones.
Yeah.
But the best thing about him, like I said, is that he knows you're going to be like, well, what is he talking about?
And it doesn't even matter.
And he loves it.
You just groove out to it.
So you remember that time we saw them and it was just dark and he just goes, well. And I was like,
and then
okay.
Then he starts playing.
Yeah. And then they start playing. Oh, it was great. They're going to be here soon and I have to go.
When is it?
It's in October, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
But I have to go.
It's
because reasons.
Them and who? Who's coming with?
I can't remember, but it's a co-headlining show, so it'll be like 2 good
well-known
sets.
Okay.
Yeah. God, who's going to be with them?
I don't know.
Whatever. Clutch is there.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who else.
But the music video for this one was really good too, so we're going to have to link that one.
Okay. So was that all you got to say about that?
That's all I got to say about that.
So my number 2 is from probably one of the best rock albums of this year, Tremonti's Cauterize album. And it's called Arm Yourself. And this song is simply just rock fun. You know, it's fast-paced, it's catchy, it's grooving, it's heavy, it's everything you want in a hard rock song. The lyrics aren't too deep that you have to sit there and think about them, but they're not, they're not so shallow that they're, throwing bland images into your head. I'm looking at you, 5-fingered death punch.
Oh, don't even get me started.
Do us a favor and use a simile. This song starts out fast. It's punching you right in the face with its hard-hitting beats and fast tempo. But then it attempts to apologize by what you were talking about. The bridge is a bit slower, and it's a bit of a musical breakdown. For those of you who don't know what a breakdown is, in music, it's where everything else cuts out.
Breaks down.
Yeah, everything else cuts out except for the drums and usually the bass. And some vocals in there. But anyway, so it's as if Tremonti is holding out his hand to pick you up from the floor after knocking your teeth in.
And saying, hey, I'm sorry, but by the way.
Yeah, pats you on the back and then gives you a left hook again.
Yeah.
But I love it every time. I love losing the teeth and getting up and then losing the teeth again. So if you're if you're looking for something that's just fun, this whole album especially, but that song is my favorite.
Okay, so let's keep going with Tremonti because my number one. Hey, stop it. Because my number one is actually the title track from that CD. It's called Cauterize. Mm-hmm. For those of you who don't know who Tremonti is, first off,
some good history there.
Yeah, he is the guitarist and one of the founding members of that terrible band Creed. And I only say terrible because I only say terrible because of Scott Stapp.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a terrible person and
he's garbage. He's human trash.
Literally one of the worst. He reminds me so much, has that same style as James Hetfield, and I just can't do it. Anyway, he's also the guitarist for a equally incredible band.
Yes.
So here's Creed. They're down on the floor.
Listeners, can you imagine this?
They're down on the floor.
Okay. Creed's on the floor.
Alter Bridge is up on the ceiling.
Okay.
Tremonti's solo stuff is in the heavens. That's what I'm getting at right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he plays guitar for Alter Bridge, which is fantastic.
Yeah, if you haven't checked them out, please.
Yeah. So as WiseKy said, this is his solo work.
Yes.
And it's just balls to the wall types of music. Mm-hmm. Very heavy guitar and bass, driving drums. You're going to get hurt if you listen to it, type of stuff. You know, it's the best kind of music, really, because I like music that hurts me. I don't like it to speak to me.
You cut me deep, Tremonti.
Yeah.
You cut me.
But this song is different, and that's why I like it.
Different how?
Yeah, it's got a heavy intro that makes you wonder what kind of song it's going to be. Mm-hmm. And then the verses are very, very driving. Like you're just going. Sure. And then it gets to the chorus and it's really melodic and poppy. And I think that's the reason I like this one so much, is because it makes the song so catchy and like a lot of fun to listen to. Like I could see somebody who's not much of a hard rock fan listening to this song and then walking down the street and singing the chorus to the song.
Definitely.
And that's why I like it so much.
Yeah.
But
that's
seriously, listen to Tremonti for real, because he has music for all types of listeners.
But that's really masterful when your chorus as well as your verses are both memorable.
Yeah.
And that's what I meant to say about Paris too, is that they do that as well. You'll be humming their chorus, but you'll also remember their verses, and it's wonderful. That's a masterful song right there.
I love Tremonti.
Yeah.
Even his first album was just as good.
And if you look up the reviews to this CD, this new one, Cauterize, people can't stop listening to it.
And you want to know
over and over again.
You want to know what the best part of it is? He already has another 10 song album recorded.
Oh, really?
It just needs to be released.
He's just teasing us with it.
There's
Dangling it on a string.
I'm pretty sure there's he released one of the songs off of it before Cauterize even came out, because I realized when Cauterize came out that I had been listening to this song called Gone by Tremonti on Spotify, but it wasn't on this Cauterize one, so I have to think it's on this next one that's coming out.
It could be.
But it's a great song.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It's my number one. It's very recent one. It's called Jenny by Nothing More.
It's a good song.
Yep. It's still on the radio today, and thank God I don't listen to the radio too much because I don't want to get sick of this song.
It'd be ruined.
Yeah, ruined. But these are some of the songs I love that speak from someone's personal experience, usually the writer of the song, of course, but still have ambiguous enough lyrics to be applied to the listener's personal life. In the case of Jenny, the song was written about the relatives of the lead vocalist Johnny Hawkins. His aunt Jenny suffered from schizophrenia, while his sister Jenna suffered from bipolar disorder.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so with that fact in mind, the song immediately takes on a whole nother twist with their lyrics like, you're beginning to drag the ones you loved down. Will this phase never end? Or, if that's what you need to finally see, she loved you through it all. And then finally, ending the song with a line of love. It says, I'll be with you through it all. It's wonderful.
It's a great song. That dude has a unique voice.
Yeah.
I like fun to listen to.
Yeah. And it kind of takes me back to the days of Tool for Wings for Mary. Yeah. And Judith, Perfect Circle, same singer for those of you who don't know. Maynard's mother suffered from a stroke and then eventually died from it, prompting those two songs to exist. And that they actually, on their 10,000 Days album, they released 3 songs that sound kind of similar to each other, kind of off. And you're supposed to put those 3 songs together. Somehow.
Because everybody can do that.
Yeah. Put them through a program to where they all play at the same time, and it makes a super song.
Which you can find on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll link that too. It's called Wings for Mary. And it's full of just raw emotion of a son losing his mother. It like gives me shivers every time.
Which is weird because when you think of Maynard James Keenan, you don't think of really emotion.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's or you do.
Yeah, that's kind of how people like
Tool
him
is an
are,
enigma.
though. Yeah.
They really are.
But Maynard, he's so closed off with everybody and pushes them away and stuff like that, or so it seems. But he also, the people that are within his circle, you can tell he loves very much. Yep.
Here we are talking about Tool again.
It will always go back to Tool when we talk about songs.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was my number 1.
This Is the Time by them was a really good song too.
Yeah,
that's a great song. I remember when they started playing that. I still had Sirius XM in my car, and I remember when they started playing it, and I was like, "Do I like this song? Do I not like this song?" And then the more I listened to it, I was like, "Wow, these guys are great."
It's one where you go away and you whistle the chorus,
and then they actually say. One of the main DJs on Sirius XM's rock station Octane said that they literally have one of the greatest shows you will ever see in concert because they are so energetic and crazy
that's the key,
and they're tight
energy
too, which is great. I mean, that's what I like. Sorry. Oh no, go ahead.
I was going to say that's really the key is energy in your live show. So you remember we went to Hailstorm, but their opening act was Kaleido.
Yeah.
And they were full of energy.
They were.
And I was,
they're pretty good.
Yeah, I was bobbing my head, but then I listened to their CD and I'm like, I wouldn't put any of these songs on my playlist. But their live show was awesome.
Their live show was good.
But anyway.
So I have an honorable mention.
Oh, okay.
Take Out the Gunman by Chevelle.
Oh, that's a good one.
Only reason I say that is because Chevelle just keeps putting out great albums. It's like
solid rock.
Yeah, everything that they put out is good. So I just had to mention that one because I didn't forget about Chevelle. There were just ones that were a little
North by Nowhere loves you.
Yeah, we really do. That was another great concert that we went to.
That was my number 2 outdoor concert.
Yep. Yeah. What's your number 1?
Hailstorm.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
hey, did you know Slipknot's coming to Bismarck?
I do now.
In October.
When? In October?
Yeah, October would be really expensive.
Yeah.
Because, we got other stuff going on in October.
Wow.
So, I don't think I'm going to be able to go to Slipknot.
That's a shame.
Yeah. I've seen them already, though. So
I have not.
They're great.
I bet. I always wonder if they'll do the Joey Jordison drum thing.
I'm not sure if they do that anymore.
Yeah, because he's not in the band.
I read something just yesterday, I think, talking about how it was like either Metal Hammer or Revolver Magazine or something like that got a backstage look at how they put on their show.
Okay.
Apparently one wrong move and everything would just explode because there's so much propane and stuff for all the fire and dudes are nuts.
I'm not going to stand so close to the stage then.
Yeah.
I'll be back a few rows.
Yeah, those guys are crazy.
Yeah. But what's your number 1?
That was my number 1.
Was it?
Cauterize.
Did we go?
Yeah, we went back and
What's your number 3?
We already did this.
Sorry.
Where have you been?
I don't know.
Now's a good time to end the show.
You can check us out at facebook.com/northbynowhere. All these links will be in the description. You can check us out on Twitter at northbynowhere. We have a YouTube channel that's only updated really with this stuff.
Yep. We're also on Spreaker. That's where you should go to listen to us.
Yep.
And it'll just be on Facebook. It's easier to just put the link on Facebook.
Yep.
We're also on iTunes, so subscribe and rate and review like none of you ever do.
Just let me down week
after week. I do want to remind you all that at least for the remainder of the summer, we're just going to be doing bi-weekly shows.
Yep.
Just so you know. Also, we're brought to you by audible.com.
Yes.
And you can go to audibletrial.com/northbynowhere and sign up, and you'll get a free audiobook and then a free 30-day trial.
Yes.
You do have to put in your credit card information, but you can cancel it right away.
if you want.
And it helps us out.
Yeah, it really does.
So please do.
Helps fund the show.
Hey, we'll put a link to that as well.
Right on the Facebook page.
Yep.
Along with everything. Right in the description. But yeah, since we're doing bi-weekly shows, it really gives you, the fans, enough time to think of topics you want to hear about. Want to hear us talk about.
Pretty soon we're going to be talking about football.
Football will
and
come
I'm excited.
Yes. So, until next week, see you later.
Peace.